his abusive side, you know what I'm saying? And then I started just being promiscuous, if that's what you want to call it, and just sleeping around with different people. And then when I got into these relationships, it was more, again, like I was looking for a father figure, right? Like, so they were more in control. Like, that was allowing them to be more in control of my life and controlling me, because I depended on them, right?
Yeah.
Because I was looking for that emotional
void.
Yeah, you know, trying to fill that emotional void that I had or whatever. But it was all for the wrong reasons, with all the wrong people.
Right.
Right? So it was like, if you made me feel good for the moment, I was very gullible. You made me feel good for the moment, I was with you. You know what I mean? Like, I was down for you. I was riding for you.
Right.
That was my problem. Like, just trying to find a father figure, basically. Instead of finding a man to be there for me and be in a relationship where it was more looking like I was looking for a father type of shit.
Right.
And that ended up me depending too much on the men in my relationships. And that led them to just being real controlling and just real evil shit. Like, I've been through some shit. I've been through men putting guns to my head, putting knife to my throat, dragging me out the car, my kids seeing this shit, fighting with the nigga, my daughters is seeing this.
Right.
The police coming to take me, you know what I'm saying, in front of my kids, having to call my baby fathers, like, come get these kids. But I think what really pushed me off the edge was the last dude I was with. That was bad, right? So I got with him. Now, mind you, I know him for 25 years on and off. I dealt with him for 25 years on and off. He ain't never put his hands on me, but he's always been in and out of jail. Finally, we decided to settle down, right? And we gonna make this happen and try. But I think I was broken as fuck. I just got out of a relationship. He just came home from jail. You know what I'm saying? And here we are trying to make a happy home when we broken as fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like, we were really broken. He broken as fuck because he just came home. Man, who ain't broken when you coming home from jail? All the trauma you experiencing in jail.
There, yeah. And they never talk about what they experienced.
And then me coming out of a 5-year abusive ass relationship with a drug addict, jumping into another abusive relationship. You know what I mean? But his, by far, was definitely the craziest because it got out of control. It involved my brother. So, long story short, I started messing with him. And I used to sell drugs with him. We used to be in the streets, up and down the block, running the block like I was crazy. Like, I ain't had no kids. I ain't had no life. Like, you know, just not giving a fuck. And they ran up in my house and they robbed my whole house. Wow. And he had drugs in my house, everything. They took the drugs from my house. They stole my rent money. He thought I set him up.
Wow.
He thought I set him up. The first person he came to look at was me. Mind you, he was having niggas come and meeting him down the street and shit like that to come grab the work.
Right.
Right? So, long story short, I called my brother. Like, now, mind you, he started going crazy. He started beating my ass in front of my kids. He's choking me. My daughter, she has this badass anxiety attack. She starts, like, foaming out the mouth. Like, this shit was crazy.
Wow.
She couldn't breathe. So I'm outside. I'm chasing him down. And now that I think about it, I'm like, why did you even chase him down trying to prove your point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what? So I'm chasing this man down like, nah, it wasn't me. I promise you it wasn't me. And we going crazy. He ran in the dude downstairs house and everything. He called him Poppy Home house because he thought Poppy Home took home shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got crazy. And then I remember following him to the car and trying to explain to him, like, yo, it wasn't me. I wouldn't do that. Like, why would I do that? This is my house.
Right.
It's where my kids sleep at. Why would I have somebody come run up in my house?
Right.
So I was by his car standing and he was getting ready to take off. His boy was down the street waiting for him to grab something. So my whole thing, like, I'm telling him, like, yo, you have people coming over here. You don't think any of these people know where you coming from? Like, it's obvious you coming in and out my house. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, exactly.
They seeing where you coming from. You right down the street from the block, nigga.
Right.
Like, come on now. So he came and he's like, yo, get away from my car, get away from my car. It was crazy. It happened so fast. I just remember him wrapping my hair around the car door and pulling off with the car.
What?
I know, yeah.
While your hair was stuck in the door?
That's why you see these teeth right here. I don't have these teeth right here because they got knocked out.
Oh, I didn't even know
If
this.
it wasn't for his boy, I would have been dead right now. You wouldn't even be having this conversation with me.
That's crazy.
His boy punched the shit out of him. That's what made him stop the car. And when he stopped the car, it got loose. I called my brother. My brother came and got me. He was trying to fight my brother. My brother trying to explain to him, like, yo, my sister don't get down like that. And And he's like, nah, fuck that. I know she did it. My brother took me and my kids. We went to my mother's house. He followed us over there. He pulled a gun out on my brother. This shit got real.
God.
Like my mom in the window, my dad's in the window. He wilding. He got the gun out. He got the sweater wrapped around the gun. And now my brother's my brother.
Right.
So my brother started going crazy, and I'm just like, and that was the wake up call for me. I hit rock bottom. I lost my apartment. I was staying with my sister, and I remember through all of that, I still was messing with this dude. Like my family stopped talking to me and everything. My brother cut me off. My sister cut me off.
Wow.
Like nobody. And like I was still really dealing with him until I just couldn't take it no more. And I just was like, fuck that shit. I'm out. And I had came across this lady. I ain't know her. She just said, go to the store. You need to go to the Botanica and get it cleansed. Now, mind you, growing up, I come from a family that's really heavy into church.
Yeah.
So going into a Botanica is like you walking in to mess with the devil.
Yeah.
Let's put it like that. So I was like, nah, you know, what's the cleanse gonna do for me? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, trust me, just go. It's gonna help you. So I walked into the Botanica and I grabbed the cleanse. And that's where I found my first 5 crystals.
Oh.
And I grabbed them. And then I just started researching, and the lady was telling me, she was like, you know, you should look into Reiki. And then I was like, what's Reiki?
Uh-huh.
And she was like, look it up, look into it. I think it will help you.
What
and
is
then,
that? I'm not familiar with
I'm a
that.
Reiki practitioner. That's energy healing.
Oh,
I'm a Reiki practitioner. Now I'm a
Okay.
Reiki practitioner.
Oh.
But and I'm going for my master's in December. Hopefully by January I have my master's.
Oh, that's amazing.
But it's energy healing with your hand. It's all about balancing your chakras and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got you.
So, and then, so I did that cleanse. And I ain't gonna lie, that cleanse helped me. That cleanse helped me a lot. I started reading up on Reiki like she told me. I started looking up my crystals that I had in my hand. I started learning about them, learning about meditation. And I had started meditating. So, I mean, it kind of helped me in a way to push me on this journey, because I was telling them I went to churches and everything and nothing.
Right.
Nothing wasn't, it was like I was still missing something, like a void was missing. Like
Right.
it wasn't doing it.
You didn't connect with it.
Nah, and I'm not knocking church at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just didn't connect with it though.
Right, yeah.
I did not connect with it. And then when I started looking up Reiki and learning more about it, I'm like, all right, this is cool. You know, it seemed interesting. So I kept on. And then what made me really get into it was, I remember one day I woke up at 6 a.m. and I was so stressed out. Like I was going through a lot. My family wasn't messing with me. I was still messing with this dumbass dude. And now he had a whole nother girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot of bullshit. And here I am still chasing him for no reason when he should not even been getting chased. But here I am chasing him. And I just finally got to the point where I was like, I didn't know what else to do. I wanted to take my life, to be honest with you. And I was like, let me meditate. Just let me try it. Because it's hard to meditate. It's hard as hell to meditate, I ain't gonna lie. Especially if you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
So something told me to grab my crystals, put them in my hands, walk outside, sit on the grass and meditate. And let me tell you, that was the turning point for me, because it was real. Like I went into a whole nother dimension. Have you ever seen what auras look like? You see like rainbows.
Rainbows, yeah.
So that's what it looked like. That's where I went to.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And I was just like, I woke up because a bird flew in front of me. And I guess I was such in a deep meditation. I know at the time when I went back in the house, I went to sleep. I slept the whole day.
Oh, wow.
Like that's how deep into meditation I went. Like I was out there. I was like in the astral realm somewhere trying to figure out where I was at. You know what I mean? Like I didn't realize I woke up because a bird flew in front of me. So when the bird flew in front of me, like I jumped up. Like, I don't know. It was weird because it was like, even though I was in this meditative state, my third eye could still see the bird fly past me. Like I seen the shadow. So I jumped up like,
Right.
And I was like, oh, but it was the wrong thing to do, because I got up and I'm like, oh shit, I'm dizzy. I need to go lay down.
Yeah.
Lay down was, I went to sleep. I ain't wake up to the next, like till about like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Mind you, this was like about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, because it was quiet.
Shit.
I wanted to do it before all the traffic. I wanted to go outside. I was hearing a lot about sun charging, so I wanted to incorporate it in that. So I'm like, fuck it, let me do it early in the morning when I get up before,
Right.
it gets all noisy and stuff.
Right.
Went back in, I literally slept the whole day, woke about 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Wow.
When I got
bet
up.
That was the best sleep of your life, though.
Yes, it was. When I got up, let me tell you, when I got up, I was just like, okay, all right, this is what it is. And that's where it started from there. And I just kept researching and studying. And I found a Reiki practitioner, a Reiki master. But they always say, if you don't connect, don't do it. Like, if you don't feel a connection with the person that you're going to get your Reiki with, don't do it.
Okay, yeah.
You got to have a connection. It's like
Right.
like you said, like it's like walking in, like if you hosting a show and you don't know the person, it's like, you don't know what to expect, right?
Right.
But when you start to get comfortable with them, when you're comfortable with somebody,
Right.
right? You start to feel, how am I lost for words right now? I'm like a lot. I got like my brain is running on a million miles an hour. That's why. But nah, I didn't connect with him, and then I left it alone for a while, and I ain't bothered to really move forward with it. But I still kept collecting all my crystals, and then one day, my friend posted this lady. She posted a coaster that a lady made, and that's how I found my Reiki master. Now she's my mentor.
Oh, wow.
So now she's my mentor. But that's what pushed me on this journey.
That's awesome.
All that domestic violence. I went through some shit. Like crazy
Like,
things.
just what you've told me already, I'm like, holy shit.
Like, crazy. That was my breaking point right there, though. I didn't want to keep repeating the same cycle. So I knew it was time to heal, and I knew I had to start somewhere. You understand? Because we go through what we allow people to put us through.
Yeah.
If that
that's
makes
true.
sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because let's be honest, we do.
Yeah.
Because we in control. How hard is it? I mean, it is hard. People be like, how hard is it to just walk away? Well, shit, it's hard when you got shit invested.
Yeah.
It's hard to just
or
walk
if the
away.
person won't let you walk away too.
That
But
too.
there's different situations for sure. And I feel like to each is their own. You can't base your knowledge and your relationships off of what someone else should be doing. So like you said, you just gotta get to that mental state where you're ready to be like, enough is enough, and you have to but you have to mentally be prepared for that.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
and what's gonna come next.
You definitely have to be mentally strong.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing a lot of young women taking their lives because they're not mentally strong. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, surviving domestic violence ain't no joke. You have to be really strong for that. Like, that shit will take a toll on you, and it will have you wanting to take your life. I mean, I done tried to take my life. I done slit my wrists, everything, just not to stab my boyfriend and kill him. I slit my own wrist.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so, and it's hard because you always say you're gonna leave, but you're scared because you live
Yeah.
with that fear, like, especially, like, I ain't gonna lie, it was hard to walk away.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was the fear of
the unknown.
Yeah,
I feel
you never know.
What,
when
what are you supposed to do
even when I
next?
walked away, it was
Yeah.
like, I walked away and I had met my boyfriend, and I walked away, and it was just like, the dude was still calling me like, when I see you, I'm gonna shoot your car up, I'm gonna shoot him up, and I know what you're about, so I know you about that life.
Yeah.
So it was living in that fear, but man, fuck that, I'm not living in fear no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna live in fear no more.
And that's a good point too. Like, getting yourself mentally prepared is also a completely different thing than just being fearless of what may happen, what that person may do to you for leaving. Like, a lot of people don't understand how fear is debilitating.
Yeah. And control too, because it's the control, right? It's the codependency on the situation, and it's the control basically. Because right now, let's say you're the type of woman, for example, in my shoes, I ain't work, so these men was taking care of me. They was paying my rent.
Oh, yeah.
They were paying my bills. So that
But that's a control thing on their part,
but that put
too.
them in a predicament to be more in control, because I gave them that control. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I can't go to work. You can't go to work because there's too many niggas that work there.
Right. Yeah.
All right, I'm not, it's like you always walking on eggshells. All right. So not to get my ass whooped, I'm not even gonna go to work, right? Because
Right.
if I go to work and I have a conversation